MrBeast has just joined the race to buy TikTok. This comes after the news of China and Elon Musk working together to sell it to the billionaire. In addition to this, Kevin O'Leary had met with Donald Trump to try to purchase TikTok for himself. These are three people going at war to try to purchase TikTok, while Americans are flocking to the TikTok alternatives, which are owned by China, of all places. We're literally moving backwards. Find out why and more right now.
Our next story is about TikTok. It is facing a ban in the US. On January 19, it will run out the clock. TikTok could go dark for 170 million Americans. No more downloads, no trending videos, no dances, no viral moments, unless Elon Musk ends up playing Messiah and saves Gen Z's favorite app. Can he do it? And will he? You see, TikTok is owned by ByteDance, which is a Chinese company. There are concerns about national security. So the US wants to...
About the whole thing, just my own opinion is that, of course, they want to ban TikTok because America don't have full control of it. I don't want to see the CCP control our apps, but it's kind of strange that our government want absolute control of TikTok. It's like, okay, we can't give you any freedom to run your app because we don't have full control of it. Which leads me to wonder, what does that say about the rest of our social medias? Does the government have absolute control of Facebook, X, Instagram? Is it possible that they have that absolute dominance with all of them, or is it just foreign entities?
Ban it. Donald Trump lit the fire during his first term in office. Joe Biden kept it burning, and finally the US government gave TikTok an ultimatum. Sell to a US-based entity or face a total ban. Those were the two choices. TikTok chose the ban, it refused to sell. But now, as the deadline draws closer, it may be having second thoughts. That's what a new report says. The buzz is that they're considering selling TikTok's US operations. And guess who might be in the buyer's seat? Elon Musk. The Tesla CEO is no stranger to the world of social media. In 2022, he bought Twitter for $44 billion. He soon rebranded it as X and flipped the script. Could TikTok be next? It's US...
A lot of people are pushing towards Elon Musk more than MrBeast because MrBeast has confirmed on social media, on X, you can go check, it's still live, that he said billionaires contacted him once he made a tweet saying he was interested in a purchase. This has led mainstream media to hone in on Elon Musk. If you're wondering why MrBeast is in a title and they're starting with Musk, simply because Elon Musk has the capital to do so. He doesn't need to contact 8 to 10, 12 billionaires. He is the billionaire that can invest it. So it's more likely for him to be able to go through this process without approvals and verifications, meetings, things like that. Elon Musk can do it almost from the snap of a finger in comparison to Kevin O'Leary, who needs funding, MrBeast, who needs funding. Musk is someone that would have to appropriately get funding, but he could get funding out of his own stocks, out of his own systems. He has functional companies that make it possible for him to do these purchases without the need of approval through as many people as MrBeast and Kevin O'Leary, which the media knows that, which has led to them to focusing on Elon Musk, although there are other buyers. But I believe MrBeast could shake things up, and we'll get into it.
Operations are valued at around $50 billion, which is a Musk-sized price tag. There was one scenario reportedly being floated. Musk buys TikTok, he merges it with X, and this creates one super platform. It sounds very Elon Musk. But here's the thing. What looks good on paper does not always translate in reality. TikTok has vehemently denied this. The company says it is not selling. It has called the report pure fiction. But the buyer's list has another name now.
So with them saying it's pure fiction about the Elon Musk thing, we have to understand that with the purchase this massive, non-disclosure agreements are going to be signed. And these companies don't want their business getting out there until it's finalized. How do I know this? Let's refer back to Dr. Dre when he made his deal with Apple. Well, with Apple when they merged with Beats by Dre. Dr. Dre had everything finalized. It was supposed to be over $1 billion deal, making Dr. Dre, at that time, like the first billionaire in hip hop. Tyrese, famous actor and singer, exposed this deal on an Instagram Live, celebrating and dancing with Dr. Dre. Told the whole world that the deal was inked. The deal was inked, y'all. But because the NDAs that was signed and the information coming out before Apple wanted to release it, it lost Dre, please correct me if I'm wrong, like 100 and something million dollars. It lost them enough to where the deal was no longer worth $1 billion. So it doesn't surprise me if they are in the works of selling it to Elon Musk and they go out and say it's completely false, it's a conspiracy, it isn't true. They want to have these things finalized, so you take that with a grain of salt.
MrBeast, the world's most popular YouTuber with around 340 million subscribers, MrBeast put up a post on X. He says he will buy TikTok before it gets banned. It sounds like wishful thinking at the moment, but where does it leave TikTok? For now, Americans
Forbes is very freaking condescending. Why is she so condescending?
have just 5 days until the ban, and this uncertainty has sparked a new phenomenon, the rise of TikTok refugees. That's what they're calling themselves, TikTok refugees. These social media users are scrambling to find their next digital home. TikTok is trying to push users to Lemonade, which is their own sister app. But many users have found another Chinese app, Xiao Hong Shu. It translates to the little red book, although it's going by its English name, the Red Note. It is a Chinese social media app. The Red Note was launched in 2013 as a shopping guide, but it has evolved since. Now it's almost like a lifestyle Bible.
It's absolutely insane. They have started flocking to a Chinese actual app with actual Chinese words on it. And it's because of the lack of trust from our government. Man, the youth has spoken, and I think that younger generation have become revolutionaries. They starting to have that old spirit of America that they are living in a compromised state and they have to fight back. They feel like censorship is at an all-time high. Americans are starting to relate to their ancestors from Great Britain, is all I'm saying. And they're starting to react like it. They're starting to want to work with the individuals they're told not to. They're starting to trust people that they're told they're enemy. And it's just because our government did such a bad job. In the 90s, you would have never seen this. People flocking to a red app with Chinese lettering. It screams CCP. I mean, these are people that's not even doing any research on the app. They're just flocking to it because they're frustrated with our government and the response. And you can see that if you attack freedom of speech, this is the first thing that they'll attack. If you attack freedom of speech in America, Americans are going to start acting like Americans again. And I know someone might say, how is flocking to a Chinese app American? Because it's rebellion. They're rebellious right now. America started off from rebellious spirits. And rebellious spirits cannot exist unless they're being oppressed. So it's like the famous saying, soft times make hard men make soft times. Tough times. And, soft times, well, you guys get it. I'm getting tongue-tied. But pretty much our hard times that we're in, our era of suppression, it has led to people being revolutionaries again. Now, through the 2010s, a little bit of the mid-2000s, you could see more people rejecting the military, more people rejecting structure, more people rejecting tradition. Even through Freemasonry, we see people started to gain less and less recruits over there. That Masons started gaining less and less recruits because the youth just didn't care about tradition. You don't care when you have such peaceful times ahead of you. When you have a peaceful country that's already been taken care of for you, you don't feel like you need to rebel against anything because all is well. You can't say that in 2025. There are problems in our country. Freedom of speech, the Second Amendment are all at risk. And people are reacting like revolutionaries. And they're fighting back against our government any way they can, including possibly supporting a CCP allegedly app. So it doesn't surprise me at all. It's just the way that our country is going, and it's all the government fault.
Imagine a mix of Instagram, Reddit, and Pinterest. That's what it is. You can share photos, you can live stream content, you can talk about your shopping experience. Plus, there is an in-app shopping interface. In 2021, the app was valued at $20 billion. In 2024, it posted a profit of $1 billion. And Americans seem to love it, so much so that it has topped the US App Store. There are already 63,000 posts on this app with one recurring theme: TikTok refugees. The irony, however, is not lost on anyone. TikTok faces a ban over Chinese interference, even with its separate US operations. Yet here we have Americans flocking to Red Note, another Chinese app which is based entirely in China. The situation has fueled a wave of memes. Users are pointing out the obvious. If anything, Red Note is more problematic. In 2022, the Taiwan government banned it from official devices. They cited national security concerns. So the US is already struggling with one popular Chinese app. Can it afford to have another one captivate its youth? And the story does not end there. What we're seeing here is part of a larger trend. It's part of the global tech wars, where apps are not just apps anymore, they're battlegrounds. This war is about technology. It's about who owns your data. TikTok may be banned in the US, or it may rise like a phoenix with a rebrand. But where do we draw the line? Will this change the way we think about tech, security, and trust in an interconnected world? That's what remains to be seen.
Honestly, I would like to see the power being held by multiple people. I want Elon Musk to hold down X, run X, hell, even bring Vine back. Let Elon Musk run what he's running. Let a reformed Zuckerberg run Facebook and Meta. And give TikTok to like Kevin O'Leary or MrBeast. Hell, I don't know if I really want MrBeast to take TikTok. But I do want it to be multiple leaders, just because I don't want to see a monopoly. And that's for no man. It doesn't even matter. Even if I like President Trump, Trump has truth. I wouldn't want to see President Trump get TikTok. I just want to see a equal and fair world, a balanced world. And I don't really think it would benefit from giving too much power to one man. And Musk kind of had a power trip a little bit, disrespecting the MAGA base, and it just doesn't really leave good favor. So to give that person even more power, I don't know if I really approve of that, because it's like, what happens when we start making video content, rejecting things like H-1B visas or anything that foreigners might not be able to relate to? We could get banned. Not only our tweets get banned, but our videos. So I'm not rejecting MrBeast entirely. I'd be kind of worried about MrBeast becoming the CEO of TikTok, the same as Elon Musk. But I would like to see a Kevin O'Leary of MrBeast over Elon, only because Elon already has X. So now let's get into where the creators are going. Now that TikTok is going to get shut down, they're heading to the alternative. So this breaks it down a little bit better. We're going to analyze the individuals going over. How is the world reacting to TikTok shutting down? And the mass hysteria that most influencers are going through.
This is just too much on my mental. Just leave me alone. I don't know if I'll be able to go to repass.
See?
My stomach already hurting too much. I still can't do it. Take me! It can't be! Oh, Jesus, take me! It should have been me, Jesus!
Lord, Father, why you gotta take it? Why you gotta take it? I wonder what that repass is gonna be like. Welcome back. Some of those TikTok users, and that was a TikTok user, going through it now. As we've reported, the app is planning to shut down Sunday, January 9th, pending no interference by the U.S. Supreme Court or the Trump administration or the Justice Department. And many users are already saying their goodbyes, with plans to host TikTok funerals and a move to other apps. If TikTok
Did that individual just say January the 9th? I thought it was January the 19th. What is he on? I think that might have been, he might have accidentally said that. TikTok's supposed to be shut down on January the 19th. I don't know about the 9th.
In the U.S., joining us to talk about it, what do we do about it? Factor digital producer Ajibola Budaran is here on the Factor. Those people, yeah. Let's take a look.
It's hard for some people. People got recipes on there.
Yeah.
People plan their trips. So, I mean, TikTok has become more than just a social media app for a lot of people. So
it's an archive, and I didn't think about that. It's like everything you have built up over, and we don't know if they're going to leave it up or just completely shut it down.
There are even some people making apps to save your archive. So if you have recipes or trips that you were planning, people are they're kind of panicking. They don't know what's going to happen after January 19th.
And of course, there were a lot of people who were making a lot of money.
Yes. A lot of content creators were making money. People were selling, you talked about the TikTok shop. People had links and they were doing commissions. So it's a lot of people's livelihoods. There's a lot of people's social networks. It's a lot of people, the way a lot of people organize their lives today is through TikTok.
Now, when we take a look at some of the popular social media apps that are out there already established, mainly Meta apps and X, are many of the TikTok users even considering that? Would that
they are
compare,
not X? It's crazy.
Are they looking at other alternatives out there?
I think there's a two-pronged question. So I think for a lot of creators, some of them already were using TikTok and Instagram because their algorithms work differently. So even if somebody was primarily on TikTok, they might repurpose some of their TikToks to go on Instagram Reel or even like Facebook Shorts and things like that.
That's true.
But I mean, in terms of like monetization and the way that works, every app works differently. So losing the stream of income can be a big impact to some people. Now, in terms,
And it does work differently. Every last one of them work entirely differently. Entirely different. So you have to be very careful. I mean, I made it to 1.5 million on Twitter. So you have to be very careful when you're a content creator not to mentally go all in on the app, because if you want to expand and evolve, you're going to have to do it all over again and master the new one, which is the phase you guys currently see me in YouTube. I'm in my learning phase on YouTube. I'm not in my master creator phase. You got to go through the motions all over again. Now, had I had done this in 2022 when I went viral in November, I would already be a pro YouTuber by now. So it's good to make sure you put those eggs in this basket.
other apps that people are going to, there are a few apps that have been created within the last 5 years that are similar to TikTok in terms of their format, but not necessarily in terms of their algorithm. So right here, this is one Red Note, which actually we don't know if that's another app that might not make it in the United States because it is one of the leading social media apps in China already. So that is actually an app that is created by a Chinese company as well. But Red Note is similar to Pinterest and TikTok kind of mixed together. Then you have right here Lemonade. So Lemonade is actually ran by ByteDance, which is the parent company of TikTok, which is the company that they're asking TikTok to divest from. So again, that's another app that might not make it. Now we have a Clapper, which is actually founded in Texas. So it's a University of Texas, Dallas alumni who created this app. And
Isn't it strange that the American-owned product is the one that has the least amount of downloads? It's not looking good for America, man. It's just not. Out of all of the apps there, Clapper's at the bottom, and that's Texas owned.
Talked about content creators. So this app actually boasts that it is better for content creators in terms of monetization.
Seems like you need a shot, though, after Clapper.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
You ain't as old as me.
Then we have Fanbase. So Fanbase actually is founded in part by I'm sorry.
Isaac Hayes' son,
Isaac
right?
Hayes' son, yes. Isaac Hayes the third. And this app is, out of these three, it's the only one that's actually independently founded. And it also wants to focus on, LGBT community, minority communities, and how to have that focus. So that, each one of these apps have their own specialty. But again, we don't know what the future is going to be. And also we know that
People are just tired, like I said, of American censorship, and now they're flocking to TikTok, which is interesting because if you look at TikTok and what led to their ban, it was initially because of the Chinese influence, and then it showed that TikTok was overwhelmingly supporting Hamas in Palestine, and they said that didn't really help it out with surviving. From what I'm being told from behind the scenes, that pretty much solidified the death of TikTok, is that overwhelmingly supportive of Hamas, not just Palestine, but Hamas itself. So yeah, that led to some censorship. And in addition to this, a report just came out today. I don't know which publication, but it's easy to Google, that it says over half of the world shares anti-Semitic views. So with reports like that coming out, you're going to see, I can't help but call it censorship in some ways, in systems to try to protect people. If they are claiming that half of America, half of the world shares anti-Semitic views, and majority of TikTok supports Hamas, you can expect to see censorship through the narrative of protecting individuals that are on the opposite side of that coin. So it's not surprising to me whatsoever.
TikTok has one of the best algorithms in terms of pushing in terms of pushing your content out to people who don't necessarily know you. That's why you see so many people going viral. That's why you see so many videos being able to be disseminated so easily. So again, we don't know how these apps are going to operate once they're fully running, but there are options, and a lot of people, if you go on the App Store right now, in social media, all of these apps are showing up in some of the top 10 most downloaded apps this week.
And what we hear is Lemonade is being pushed by TikTok.
Yes. So actually, if you have a TikTok account, your information is already eliminated. You can just download the app,
Wow.
log in with your TikTok, and it already creates a profile for you. So again, I don't understand how, you know, if ByteDance is already kind of in trouble here in the United States, if they're pushing another app, I don't know if it's going to be able to last.
And really quick, before we go, which one would you recommend? Easiest, safest?
Well, easy is definitely eliminating,
Clapper.
especially if you're
How?
a TikTok user. It kind of reminds me of TikTok mixed with Instagram. But I would say, you know, try all of these and just take
See
a
what
look,
happens.
see what you like.
He afraid to say to use the American one?
All right. Aji, thank you for joining us, and we want to thank you for joining us
It don't sound like is he American with that
on
name?
The Factor Uncensored. Make sure you follow us on social media, and of course, Fox Soul. Thank you for joining us. Wave good night, Aji.
What the hell is Fox Soul? Fox got some DEI shit going on now? What is Fox Soul, bro? I don't like when they do that with blacks. Just call it Fox. Give them a regular Fox segment. Stop. Oh, man, I can't stand when they do that. Fox Soul. Like, bro, just give it Fox. Just make them regular black journalists on Fox. Oh, that's so weird, bro. Just like the BET Awards. Just give niggas awards. It's America. Make it all one. Hey, please like, comment, subscribe if you enjoying the content. Will MrBeast buy it? We'll see. I'm going to be here to break it down if he does. That's going to be a big post. And, of course, my next video is coming out at 7 p.m. Central Time, as I always do. Please click the notification bell so you don't miss it. That is 7 p.m. Central Time, 8 p.m. Eastern. See you there. See you soon till we break the next narrative.